On this week's episode of Did Y'all See, we're talking about Fantasia using the phrase all lives matter, Mary J Blige's cringeworthy singerview, and Janet Jackson's baby bump. Get into all this tea on Did Y'all See. Hello, welcome to another episode of Did Y'all See. We have a lot of things to talk about today, so ladies, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, first up is our friend Fantasia. Now, Fantasia found herself in a bit of hot water this week because she advertised a concert, and on the flyer, and it was going to be her, John P. Key, Anthony Hamilton, and they're going to be singing. And on the flyer, she said, she used the phrase, all lives matter. And people came for her swiftly. People were like, sis, how could you use this phrase? Your career is canceled again. They talked about, literacy, all types of things. People just go extreme left. Then Fantasia and her husband came forward and they tried to, explain what their intentions were. And they were like, Black lives matter because all lives matter. And, they were like, you guys got so caught up on the phrase that you missed the complete intention of the concert. So I wrote about this, and after listening to she and her husband talk, I don't feel like all lives matter was the right choice. And, it's been used as like a counter argument to Black Lives Matter by a lot of different people on social media. But I also understand that Fantasia and her husband have been like actively protesting in Charlotte recently. And I feel like, she's spoken openly about the different instances of police brutality. So I feel like she and her husband, their intentions were in the right place. I don't think anyone who saw the phrase on the headline personally felt like Fantasia was coming against the Black Lives Matter movement. I just feel like people kind of, to me, the way they came at her, they weren't trying to come at her to educate or inform her of the right way to do things. It was just a way to tear her down and completely piss on the efforts that she was trying to make, when a lot of people on Twitter aren't really doing much themselves. So that was my take on it.
Yeah, I just feel like we're not there yet. I believe that all lives matter, like you said, in the general sense, it's the truth. Everybody's life does matter, but that's the whole argument that people keep bringing up. Like, that takes away from the conversation about the fact that it's so clear that our lives are not being valued by police officers and just in general, in different ways. Like, it just doesn't seem like we matter. So even when your intentions are pure, I just feel like there are certain things that you should just kind of stay away from until we get to a place where there maybe are some solutions happening. And then you can start saying that when we know and we can see that things are being done to show that, yeah, everybody's life does matter. I think maybe being a little apologetic about the use of it and then just leaving it alone would be good. I think the concert still should have went on. If Anthony Hamilton, somebody on the roster, is like, yo, I'm not even feeling this myself, I just think just explaining like, this is why we used it, but we understand that it rubbed people the wrong way. And so for that, we are apologetic. But we're still about this movement. We still want change.
I think there's a lot of people, and I'm not even talking about Fantasia, that are just, if they're a celebrity or not, they're just very far removed from it because it hasn't directly impacted their life. It's one thing to repost a hashtag or to lift prayers up for a person that you're grieving that you don't even know. But then when it directly impacts you, I think a lot of that, shimmy, shimmy, ha, ha, just pray it off, or just, I don't know, let's talk to this certain person to help us. I think a lot of people do the whole, like, love and light, but it's not really, they don't really feel the movement because it hasn't, really impacted them.
I wish people had come at her in a different way. Because, if people had come at me on some, like, you don't even know how to read, how could we expect you to do the flyer right, or your career is over, or da-da-da-da, when you're trying to do something positive. I probably would have been on the defensive, too, like, even if it was a mistake. So people need to really be, like, what is your intent, like, when you try to tear somebody down on Twitter? Like, is your intent to educate her and to tell her, like, people have been using this phrase incorrectly? Or is your intent to, like, shame her and embarrass her? It's just, that's not, you get the different results the different way you go about things, and it just wasn't right. So did y'all see actor Isaiah Washington called for a boycott, basically, like an economic boycott? He was suggesting that all Black people don't go to work, don't shop, don't do anything on September 26th. Just as a way to express our frustration and basically show the power of the Black community in both labor and spending. So what did you guys think about that plan? Do you think it's feasible? Is it realistic?
To be really honest,
Mhm.
as a New Yorker, no. Because this is one of the expensive cities in the world, and I need to work so I can pay my bills. And a lot of people don't have the access or privilege to just be like, I'm not going to work today. No,
Yeah,
like there has to be a better way in terms of buying stuff. And this is the other thing too, like depending on your socioeconomic class, you know, you could really just sit home and not go to the store.
Mhm.
But again, there are people who they have to get stuff because they have children or they have, you know, health concerns, things of that nature. So I don't think that was the best plan.
Yeah, my whole thing was I just feel like I don't mind doing protests. Like if it's something local, I like local stuff. I like community things. I like let's pass around flyers and say that on this day we're going to do this, and we're going to walk, we're going to march, we're going to like not do something. We're not going to frequent Food Town or something over here. But I feel like when I read and hear about certain things on social media, I'm just kind of like, y'all not serious. Like I just feel like behind the computer, it's just like people are going to just do whatever.
Right.
And so I feel like if it was in my community, I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool, let's do that. But I do think I don't shun anybody's ideas for trying to make a change because literally, I mean, we need to do something, and we can't just keep saying like, I don't know, y'all. I mean, we can try some things and see what happens. And so I don't knock it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I saw it and I was like, I can't do it personally, but I respect it. Like, yeah, I respect it. Like, I respect anyone who's trying to come up with solutions. And I feel like even if you can't participate in this particular protest, as many people cannot, I feel like it still inspires, like, ways for you to get creative and start thinking about ways that you can actively protest. You know, I feel like, you know, Solange used social media to talk about black banks, and I opened up an account with a black bank. You know, and I feel like people talk about, there have been a whole lot of articles about, okay, well, you can buy from this black business to get this thing that you need, or that we all have to have. So I feel like just as many different solutions as you can. Even if he was writing this for his actor friends, who are able to do that, and he just wanted to be able to share it with everyone else. So I mean, I feel like we need all to be doing something. It doesn't all have to be the same thing. Like there's so many different ways that if we could hit people in different ways, that would be effective, you know? So everything is not for everybody, but I applaud anyone who's trying to come up with something, because I feel like we're getting to a point now where it's very detrimental and damaging to just be sitting and doing nothing. Like we can't keep talking about this and being like, okay, well, I don't know, or it's hopeless, or it's helpless, or we just have to stay in the house. Like, it's just, you know, like, to me, that we can't get complacent in that way either. So, y'all, everyone is talking about Miss Mary J Blige this week, and Lauren has the tea and the information. So, Lauren, go ahead and tell the people what happened.
So, if you saw on your television or on Twitter, Apple Music released a short 1-minute commercial of Mary singing to presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, and while Hillary was doing the church nod, Mary was singing in her face Bruce Springsteen's song 41 Shots that was originally dedicated to Amadou Diallo, who was shot by police in New York City for 41 times because he took out his wallet. If you listen to Bruce Springsteen's song 41 Shots, it's very, very moving, and Mary did not really give it the juice that it needed.
Girl, it hurt my feelings because first off, it's like, this is such a serious issue.
Right.
Such a serious topic. And I feel like we've been trying to nail Hillary Clinton down on like the solutions that she's going to enact in this matter for a long time. Especially because, you know, she and her husband have kind of like
super predators.
Yeah, they've been really working to criminalize black people and black skin. So she needs to be asked this question. But the fact that there was a song attached to it and the reaching of the hands, I just feel like, first off, I'm not really a proponent of people singing into people's faces, like on a one-on-one basis anyway. I feel like it always can come off as like awkward and not really all the way there. And so for this serious, very necessary conversation to come across as like a SNL skit is like detrimental to me. I'm like, this could have been used for so much more.
She got to get some better people on her team with encouraging what she does, because I just feel like she's more than just her voice.
Yes.
If they gave you this platform to, and even like naming the show after What's the 411, like she's more than just her albums and her songs. Like she's smart enough. She's talked about, you know, very serious political issues. I've seen her talk on TV about it. Let her just talk.
Yes.
You don't gotta sing.
That's
like,
the truth,
oh, we
Victoria.
know you can sing. You done already proved that over the last, like, how many years?
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Just talk.
Just
Be serious. You just perform it.
Yes, and it's not a. It's not
don't
a.
need to.
This is not for commercial. It's not for commercial gain. And I'm also looking very shadily at Apple Music too, because I'm like, certain things sound good in theory, but when you see it in the editing room, you know it's not right.
They played her. A majority of that commercial was that singing. I'm like,
really
y'all
was.
take this shit out of here. And you holding hands like, I'm gonna be the connection for black and white people. Like, get that out of here. Come on, y'all. I love Mary, but come on, Mary.
They played. It was like maybe it was just too many white people behind this. It was not right. And like what you said is so true. I feel like Mary sells herself short because like you have the experience and the passion to like really people believe you when she speaks. So I don't know why they played her. It was too many people.
They played the hell out of her. Mary, I don't want to hear you talk unless you sing. You got to put some singing in there. Can you sing Not Gonna Cry?
No.
Can you sing that last part, Mary? White people will have you out here looking crazy if you don't get yourself. You got to know. You got to say, no, I'm good. I'm just going to ask you these questions and I'm going to go home.
Yeah, listen, every time Mary does something, she needs to have a review board of like 10 like Negroes from the street. Like, is this okay? I'm still going to watch it.
Absolutely, like, because, you know, Hillary didn't even look like she had a prepared answer when Mary did ask her, where do we go from here?
Girl, Hillary was asking herself how she got here. Why did my team approve this?
That's why she was definitely like, okay. She ain't going to
She's going to sing. Yeah.
She's going to sing. It's all right.
So, will you be watching Hillary Clinton's interview on the 411? And let us know if you were one of the people making those memes, we were laughing though, about Miss Mary J Blige and Hillary Clinton.
So for this week's We See You, we're shouting out 24-year-old Andrea Grant. She is a mom and a mother-to-be from Jacksonville, Florida. And as you can see, she is a burn survivor. When she was 9 years old, she was in a house explosion. And I think they said more than 80% of her skin was burned, you know, after the explosion. And she was told by doctors that she probably wouldn't be able to carry a child past 4 months because the skin on her stomach was burned, and therefore it wouldn't probably be able to stretch in the way that your stomach needs to give birth. It's actually her second child. And so Andrea decided to do a photo shoot celebrating, you know, her pregnancy the first time around. I guess she may have kept things to herself. And also Andrea started a foundation to help other burn survivors so that they can meet people who've gone through similar things and find encouragement. And the Red Cross has even teamed up with them. So she's just doing really great things in the community and as far as just inspiring other people. So we see you, Andrea!
So for this week's edition of Cold Tea, we're talking about Miss Janet Jackson, or Mrs. I don't know what her last name is, but she's married now. So she announced she announced a couple of months ago that she and her husband were beginning the journey to parenthood. And you know, after that, she kind of like went ghost. She canceled the tour, and we didn't see or hear from her for a while. And then recently, she emerged in London with some baggy clothes, and people were talking about a baby bump. So what do you guys think about this? Like, does this cancel out the naysayers? Does this confirm that she is carrying the baby? Are we excited? Are we happy? How are you feeling? I'm
excited for Janet. You know, like, if you want to have a child, there is hope. It is possible. You know, I just hope that, you know, she gets back to finishing up the tour for people who've spent their money.
I never really thought that she wasn't pregnant. I thought, I mean, after, what year, how old was Hallie when she had her last baby? 48, 49 years old. I just felt like, I don't know if she did it with help or not. I felt like, well, at this point, everything is possible. So I thought maybe her and Wissam Almana, her husband, just decided, we want to try this, we want to do this. So if she's ready to do it, I'm ready for her, I'm happy for her, and she, you know, she looks good. She looks...
Alrighty, let us know what you think about Miss Janet Jackson carrying the babies, coming through with the baby bump in the comment section below. That's it for this week's episode of Did Y'all See? As always, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey ladies, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. For more videos like this one, subscribe, youtube.com/MadameNoire.